Deep within the ancient ruins of a misty forest, a forgotten stone head lies buried, waiting for a new purpose to breathe life into its silent form. Rescued from the damp earth, this relic of a lost era begins its journey to the workshop, where it will be transformed into something truly magical. With gentle care, we wash away the dust of centuries, uncovering the natural character of the stone and the stories etched into its rugged, weathered surface. The transformation begins as we carefully open the stone, preparing to carve out a hollow space that will soon house a world of infinite knowledge and wonder. Each cut is deliberate, breaking through the solid exterior to reveal the hidden potential within. As we pave the way for a miniature library to take shape, we hollow out the heart of the statue, creating a sanctuary where tiny shelves will soon stand, turning cold stone into a warm home for miniature wisdom. Smoothing the internal walls ensures a perfect fit for our structure, blending the organic ruggedness of the stone with the refined precision of our upcoming woodwork. The foundation is set, and the void is ready to be filled with the architectural skeleton of our mystical library, bridging the gap between old and new. We begin crafting the interior using balsa wood, cutting each plank with extreme precision to form the floors that will support our vast collection of books. The first layer of the library is laid down, as tiny wooden planks are meticulously glued to create a warm, inviting floor inside the cold stone shell. Using delicate tools, we erect the vertical supports, designing a complex multi-level structure that will maximize the limited space within the head's interior cavern. The shelves are designed to follow the natural curves of the stone, creating a seamless integration between the architecture of the library and its ancient host. A grand spiral staircase begins to take shape, crafted from copper and wood to allow imaginary scholars to climb between the many levels of this sanctuary. With a steady hand, we install the staircase, providing a sense of verticality and movement that makes the miniature world feel alive and ready for exploration. Applying a rich walnut stain transforms the pale balsa wood into aged timber, giving the library the dignified look of an institution that has existed for centuries. The wooden skeleton is now complete, standing proud within its stone tomb, ready to receive the thousands of tiny treasures we are about to create. Attention to detail is paramount as we add decorative moldings and trim to the shelves, ensuring that every corner of the library exudes elegance and craftsmanship. A delicate balcony railing is added to the upper levels, defining the spaces and creating a sense of safety for the unseen visitors of this realm. We double-check every measurement and alignment, ensuring the foundation of our tri-level library is sturdy enough to hold the weight of 1,000 tiny books. The soul of the library lies in its books, so we begin by cutting hundreds of tiny slips of aged paper to serve as the inner pages. Traditional binding techniques are applied at a miniature scale as we stitch the tiny pages together to ensure these books feel as real as possible. Genuine leather scraps are repurposed into book covers, providing a tactile and authentic feel to the library's most precious and ancient magical volumes and journals. Each book is a labor of love, carefully glued and wrapped in leather to protect the secrets held within its microscopic pages for all of eternity. Using a steady hand and a fine-tipped pen, we add gold leaf details and cryptic titles to the spines, giving each book its own unique identity. The first book finds its home on the shelf, a tiny beacon of knowledge in the vast stone cavern, marking the beginning of our collection. Slowly but surely, the empty shelves disappear behind a wall of color and texture, and hundreds of books are organized into their permanent new home. We arrange the books with intentional imperfection, stacking some horizontally and leaning others, to create the atmosphere of a library that is frequently used and loved. At the center of the library, we place a tiny scholar's desk, complete with an open book, inviting the imagination to fill the empty chair. Even the smallest quill is crafted from a real feather, ensuring that every detail, no matter how small, contributes to the overall realism of the scene. Ancient scrolls are rolled in entire HUD, containing maps of forgotten lands and spells of great power, adding variety to our collection of miniature written wisdom. A crystal ball is placed upon the desk, its surface reflecting the miniature world around it and hinting at the magical nature of this hidden library. By scattering a few books on the floor, we tell a story of late-night research in the endless pursuit of knowledge that happens within these stone walls. The library is coming to life, with over 1,000 books now in place, creating a dense and rich environment that defies its miniature scale. A rolling ladder is added to reach the highest shelves, ensuring that every single book in this massive collection is accessible to its tiny, imaginary inhabitants. Now we bring light to the darkness, soldering tiny LED bulbs that will serve as the sun and stars for our miniature world of books. We hide the light sources behind the wooden beams, ensuring a soft, ambient glow that illuminates the books without distracting from the magical atmosphere we've built. Custom-made lanterns are fixed to the walls, casting long shadows and creating a warm, cozy feeling that beckons one to stay and read for hours. Natural quartz crystals are embedded into the stone walls, acting as magical conduits that will glow from within once the power is finally turned on. We arrange the crystals to look like they are naturally growing from the earth, blending the geological history of the stone with the magic of the library. A mystical pool is created using tinted resin, while its deep blue hue suggesting a source of magical energy that flows through the very heart of the statue. We carefully remove any imperfections from the resin, leaving a surface so clear and still that it perfectly reflects the glowing crystals and ancient books above. A touch of stardust is added to the water, creating a shimmering effect that hints at the celestial connections hidden within the library's many magical texts. All the wires are carefully hidden, routed through the pine of the stone to ensure that the magic remains undisturbed by the modern technology powering it. The moment of truth arrives as we prepare to flip the switch and breathe the first breath of light into our newly created miniature universe. With a simple click, the library comes to life, the warm yellow light spilling out from the shelves and washing over the ancient stone walls. The crystals pulse with an ethereal light, both acting as natural lamps that guide the way through the labyrinth of books and the shadows of the past. The magical pool reflects the entire library, doubling the beauty of the scene and creating a sense of infinite space within the small stone cavity. Under the new light, the gold on the books glimmers, beckoning anyone who looks inside to discover the secrets and stories that have been meticulously preserved. In the darkness of the workshop, the head glows with a life of its own, a perfect fusion of ancient stone and modern artistic vision. We return our attention to the exterior, mixing stone powder and resin to heal the wounds of time while maintaining the statue's ancient, weathered appearance. The transition between the internal library and the external stone is smoothed over, making it appear as though the library grew naturally inside the statue. To bring a sense of nature back to the piece, we plant preserved moss in the deep crevices, simulating the slow reclaim of the forest. By layering different textures and colors of moss, we create a rich tapestry of life that contrasts beautifully with the cold, hard surface of the stone. Overgrown vines and roots are added, twisting around the base of the head to ground the piece in its forest narrative and add organic complexity. Dry brushing techniques are used to highlight the natural peaks of the stone, bringing out the texture and making the statue look even more ancient and worn. We apply dark washes to create realistic rain streaks, telling the story of the many storms this stone head has endured while sitting in the wild. Even the copper elements receive a touch of oxidation, ensuring that every material in the piece feels consistent with the theme of age and abandonment. And a final misting of water brings the moss to life, giving the entire sculpture a fresh, dewy look that enhances its realism and magical appeal. Every detail, even a single drop of water, helps to immerse the viewer in the story of this ancient ruin turned into a sanctuary of Tri-Thuck. We perform a final cleaning, ensuring that the miniature world is pristine and ready for its grand debut, free from any distracting debris or dust. The entrance to the library stands as a portal between two worlds, the harsh reality of the exterior stone and the warm, infinite wisdom of the interior. With the final signature, the transformation is complete. What was once a forgotten piece of stone, it is now a unique masterpiece of art and storytelling. A moment of reflection as the creator beholds their work, seeing months of meticulous effort finally realized in this singular, breathtaking object of wonder. The library seems to breathe, its internal light pulsing with a hidden energy that suggests it is more than just an object. It is a living soul. We begin our final showcase, rotating the masterpiece to reveal the perfect balance between the chaotic beauty of nature and the ordered elegance of human craft. Every angle reveals a new detail, from the soft velvet of the moss to the harsh, jagged cracks that tell of a long and storied history. Peering through the eye of the stone, we are granted a glimpse into a hidden realm where the wisdom of the ages is kept safe and warm. The scale is staggering. Over 1,000 individual books stand ready, each representing a story, a spell, or a fragment of lost history within this miniature world. The tiny desk remains a focal point of the interior, a silent invitation to sit and lose oneself in the vast ocean of knowledge we have built. Looking down from the upper tiers, the architectural complexity is revealed, showing how we turned a simple hollow space into a grand, multi-storied hall of Trithuk. From the edge of the magical pool, the library rises like a cathedral, its shelves reaching toward the stone heavens in a display of miniature grandeur. Even the air within the library feels thick with history as the light catches the tiny particles, making the entire scene feel incredibly lifelike and atmospheric. As the external lights fade, the true magic of the piece shines through, a beacon of warmth and light in the cold, dark silence of the night. The breath of stone is a reminder that even the most forgotten objects can be reborn through the power of imagination and the dedication of the hand. Thank you for joining us on this creative journey. May you find your own hidden worlds within the stones and stories that surround you every day.